Daredevil fans, everybody out there, we are back. This is the post show for Daredevil Born Again season 2. This is going to be episode 1. We are going to talk spoilers ahead. We have been waiting for this moment for about a year now, and Megan and I are beyond excited. So hey, spoilers, like I said, if you like what you hear, like, subscribe, share, follow Nerd Initiative on any social media platform. Make sure you hit the notification button because we are here with so much content for you. If you like Daredevil, we do a Daredevil podcast weekly as well, going through the comic books. And we've got something for everybody out there. New comic book day is tomorrow as well, but we are here to talk fresh from our first viewing. And this is going to be one of many. Megan, what are your initial thoughts after what we just witnessed? Because, oh my God.
I don't even know where to start. That was pretty much a perfect episode to start a season with, right? They covered everything.
It did, and it really took a lot of the complaints that people had in season 1, I felt, which was like the characters that were side characters were kind of there and everything else. And it really expanded. You got more of Cherry, you got more of Kirsten. You unfortunately got way too much of Officer Powell and Heather, which, I might be just kind of speaking kind of crazy, but am I gonna kind of start feeling bad for Heather at some point? I don't know. There were some interesting things there.
I already have a bold prediction to make about Heather, and it's a big one.
Well, we'll start from the beginning real quick. The season really jumped off. I didn't think they were going to give us that right off the bat because Daredevil enters the boat. They're running weapons. The boat sinks, and this was brutal. He snaps that man's arm, and they don't look away. And also, not for nothing, I gotta say the black suit. Did it look good?
I am so happy that's how they started the episode because everyone's complaints was it took him 3 episodes to suit up. And Marvel was like, just take it.
You know what? Here's 3 seconds into the show. And here's Mr. Matt Murdock himself and it looked so good. Like the up closes with everything, they look good in the fight. And I was getting like Batman Begins vibes when they kind of started, because in Batman Begins, when he first gets in the suit and he fights Falcone, he is in like a ship area, like the shipyard, and there's he's stalking them, and it's like, where are you? Here, pow. And that's kind of the vibes I was getting there too, except for they showed us the brutality to a degree that Batman only does in comic books.
I will say seeing the black suit in action made me appreciate your cosplay even more because you nailed it. Because I was looking at his and I was like, you look suspiciously like my friend Matt.
Have we been in the same room together? I can neither confirm nor deny. There's 2 Matts, 2 Daredevils.
I heard Daredevil was at MegaCon this last weekend, and I didn't see Charlie Cox.
That's actually true. I didn't see Charlie Cox at all. And I heard there was, so the suit really worked for me, man. It worked, and they had just enough lighting to where the fight sequences were still really well done. You can still really see them, but they were visceral. They weren't too fast, but they were heavy punches, and you felt the anger with Matt, and he's looking beefy. Those shoulders, and man, he was just looking real beefy and ready to go.
And we all appreciate it. God bless you, Charlie Cox.
No kidding. Like, God, what the man that you are. And on the other end, speaking of beefy, Wilson Fisk was looking a little beefed up himself so far from what we've seen. Am I the only one that noticed like how much bigger he kind of looked?
No, because it was hinted at in the first season when he ripped his jacket. So I think we kind of were like, oh, that's where we're going. We're going to the big Wilson Fisk. The bigger he is, the more unhinged he is.
Oh, absolutely. And he was kind of subdued, I would say, for the most part, and I do have a theory. When Mr. Charles shows up and they're kind of talking, the attorney general and lieutenant governor are there. First of all, I don't really know what a lieutenant governor does either, but
I don't know. It's not a real thing.
I have no idea, and we're just making up government positions these days. And Matthew Lillard, Mr. Charles, he stole the screen instantly. And there was a phone call that came through. Who do you think that was? Because I know who I think it was.
My mind went to the Hand.
Oh, see, I thought Allegra de Fontaine. I would love them to tie her in
Mm.
that way. Like, yes, I know the Avengers, if you will, the new ones say they own her, but, she's up to some pretty nefarious things. They're not always around her. She's not very a trustworthy person. So I was wondering if maybe this is her stepping in some regard, since she also has the Avengers Tower now that she was working out of and things of that nature too. She has a stake in New York.
She definitely does, but it was said by the lieutenant mayor or whatever the
That
Juan.
guy, the
It
made
was
up
Juan.
position. Yes, the
Yeah.
made up position there.
He said that Mayor Fisk is working completely without talking to anyone, but that would make sense. But then it's like, who does he think Mr. Charles works for?
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, because he's supposed to be some sort of CIA agent guy, and he gets a phone call at the bar. He throws his phone in the water, kind of destroys it, and then he very much must have just walked off trying to be on Scream 7. The way he was acting was the way he was saying his words really reminded him of me of his character in Scream. The way he was just talking, man, when he showed up, and he honestly, he kind of offended Fisk and Vanessa, but he got away with it. Fisk was kind of almost scared in those scenes.
It was I thought Fisk came off really scared when he said, "And you offended me here and in my office," and it got quiet, and I think what scared him the most was when Mr. Charles was like, "You're right." He's like, "What do you mean? Why are
Yeah.
you so calm right now?"
He was chill. He goes, "You're right." And then, it's like serendipitous and talking about other things. And he was very chill and had the upper hand in that conversation the whole time. And it makes you wonder if Fisk is scared of somebody, just how bad of a entity or being are they? Because it seems like we're going to get an ulterior villain potentially coming, especially with some of the characters we know that are going to be coming back with Jessica Jones, for example.
Yeah, that's very true, but I will say I'm not afraid of Mr. Charles until Vanessa's afraid. That woman has been through it and seen through it. She was just an art consultant, and now look at
Yeah.
her.
She
Look
started
at
as an art consultant and now she's
Yeah,
out here taking on the city. Like,
yeah,
dang.
she's the one I would watch to know when to be afraid.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree with all there. And Daniel is somebody else. I like how they're setting up these characters because Daniel and BB's relationship, BB cares for him and Daniel's just out having fun. He's got this penthouse suite as, deputy governor that he can't afford, but Fisk owns the property, which is a bit of a conflict of interest. But he says it's all fine. I'm gonna be fine. Thank you for caring about me. Um, I don't think that they would ever kill BB because she's filling the Ben Urich role, but you never know.
I'm stressed because that talk between her and
Her and
Karen
Karen,
felt like foreshadowing, and it's like, wouldn't it be so Marvel to kill her off in the same fight that her uncle died fighting?
well, that or I'm seeing once they eventually pull the trigger on Karen, because I know that's coming because the way Matt is way too happy between the two of them. I was Matt and Karen fans. If you were like me, we were eating this episode. They're getting all smooching and they're all up on each other. And I'm like, oh yeah, finally. But they're gonna kill her before
I
she's gonna die at some point.
I don't think so. It
Ooh, you
ties
don't?
because I don't think they're gonna kill more than one person in Matt's life, and this goes to my theory I mentioned earlier. Heather Glenn, she is seeing Muse. We got a Muse cameo, which I did not expect whatsoever,
That was
but
interesting.
they did bless me with that. So she is drinking, she is seeing Muse, and if spoiler alert, which this whole thing is a spoiler alert, in the comics, Heather offs herself. She takes herself out, she is hanging, and Daredevil finds her.
Mm.
So,
You think they're going that route?
I do think that
That
because
would
Heather Glenn was never meant to stay around.
That's
She
true,
doesn't
and
have much to her character.
ooh, because they start with her and the swordsman, right? She's kinda going through it, and he's saying things, and she's writing down things that are not true, and she threatens him, and he's being held somewhere, which I thought at first could have been the raft, but it's definitely not the raft.
No.
It's just some other black site that we'll probably find out where it and what it is, I'm sure, and
Weird he didn't know where what it was.
yeah, not even he knew what it was, and she
Yeah.
kinda then spaces out and sees the reflection of Muse, and then again, when she's getting the phone call from Ben, and who is the DA after he kind of threatens Kirsten there a bit, tells her to basically change the guy's answers because the data wasn't
Yeah.
matching up on his true or false questions, and she sees Muse again, and I was surprised too, and I it almost moved the needle to make me be like, "Oh, I kind of sympathize," but I don't. I we'll see where it goes with her. I'm about ready to throw everybody's invited to my party when eventually her character goes. You're in her and Officer Powell. We're gonna throw a big party together because Officer Powell is just such a D-bag, man.
He is the
I
worst,
hate that
and
guy so bad. I
what
hate that guy.
What's was so great about this episode was that there were so many points where the individual characters that we felt like weren't fleshed out enough in the first season really showed up in this season, like
Cherry.
Heather Glenn, Cherry, Kirsten, um,
They really did
Karen.
justice.
Ooh,
Yeah, I mean, they did. You're right. And that's the thing. Like, it makes you wonder, like, what would have happened if they had the full. But I, they really did a good job. Cherry, for example, he made me my opinion changed. He end up in the end of the episode. He gets kind of brought in. The anti-vigilante task force rolls in. Mister One Eye Patch over here trying to make me. He tried to over here steal my look. Come on, bro, get some new material.
it's almost
They
embarrassing when they try.
and then they were beating him, and then that's when Daredevil shows. And I like the way his Billy Club is a little different. It's they're connected, and it looks like it's on the rope, and it pulls back. It's really cool looking.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's
Yeah, when
cool.
he slings it, if we gotta go back and watch and analyze. This is just
I'm
fresh
watching
off
I
the
can't even
boat.
tell you how many times I'm gonna
Oh,
watch this
yeah, I'm
episode.
watching this, but watching the fights when especially in the final fight sequence when he swings his billy club and it comes back to him right away, it's connected, so it's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
pulls
I know what you're
back,
talking about.
and so he brutally, like, is stomping and you hear the things, and then they I was surprised because I didn't know where this is going. They beat him down, they take his mask off, and they're like, "It's Matt Murdock, what?" And I was wondering where this was gonna go. What were your thoughts at this point?
I was like, "Ain't no way Marvel's about to get this comic accurate when everyone knows who he is. There's no
They're teasing it
way."
pretty hard, and I think they
Yeah,
will pull that trigger in some
100%.
regard because we can hand wave, right? Everybody knew who Peter Parker was. We can hand wave it all away. But then people start dropping, bodies start dropping. And I didn't read what the knife said, but shout out to our new friend Deborah over here. She actually won. We did a Daredevil panel this past weekend, and she won the giveaway we did, which was a signed
Hey,
Charles Soule and Jimmy Palmiotti 3D printed Daredevil sign. And then
I'm
she
so
came out
wildly
behind.
jealous of her right now.
Well, she even came it was so sweet. She came out and she after the to our Rock Pit after event too, and she came out, we met her, and she's in, the Discord we do over at Hops Geek News, and then
Oh,
I
yeah.
I wasn't sure what it was said, and then she goes, "It said, 'You're welcome,'" and I go, "Oh, thank you, because 'cause I'm blind, clearly," and it was Bullseye, I think.
It was 100% bullseye. Who
That's
can
interesting.
do that?
Oh,
Who
yeah,
can do that?
with such precision. I was expecting Jessica Jones to walk through that door, were you?
No, I actually didn't know what I thought because I was the and okay, the whole time I was so hyper focused. I was like, Cherry is dying, I can
I
hear his
thought the
heartbeat, what are you guys doing?"
flashbacks
And
with Foggy, oh, I was stressing.
oh, we gotta look at Daredevil's PTSD. This is what Heather was talking
Yes!
about in the first season.
Yes! Oh,
My god.
they're doing it.
Okay, they're doing it.
But I thought for sure Cherry was dead, his heart, and he does collapse, we don't really know, but yeah, it said, "You're welcome," and it's Bullseye, and I was like, "Woo," because I was expecting maybe Cherry's gonna fire off some shots and be the last thing he does, almost.
I thought he was gonna pull some kind of Hail Mary. Like, I
Yeah.
thought he was gonna muster the last he had, but no, we don't know if he's dead, but, like,
It ended in a very interesting way, like I said, with the knives, it's Bullseye, which adds just another interesting twist into this season because there's so many different what they did was there's so many characters set up. And it's everybody was interesting. Everybody was interesting. You were interested in all of these different characters, which is very hard to do.
it was a very, very, very Daredevil comic vibe,
Yeah,
because doesn't Bullseye just show up?
he
Like,
does.
he just
He
wherever
just
he
be doing
wants to
stuff.
go, because in the comics, he got jealous of Elektra because she was hired by Kingpin,
Mhm.
and then he went and killed her because he wanted that attention,
Yeah.
and now Daredevil's getting that attention, and who's to show up but my future ex-husband.
I do wonder if he's doing that because he wants to be the one to take down Fisk, but, like, not in the jail, he wants to kill him, right? And there's 2 things I do wanna talk about here, last things. First of all is the aspect ratios that they did with this. There's a lot of really fine camera work, a lot of, one-shot takes, but the aspect ratios, such as when Daredevil senses the watch and the way they zoom in on him when he's listening and using his powers and his abilities, I thought that was really interesting. You saw the screen kinda
Yeah.
shrink a little bit. That was really cool.
Yes, I did like I feel like that will go underappreciated for
Oh, yeah.
sure.
Absolutely, and it's something I noticed, like, they did that a couple times and messed around, and I was beautiful shot. And then the one thing that we haven't touched upon yet is we finally kinda got the answer as to the whole what's up with that weird mask of Wilson Fisk, what's going on there. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
a report, obviously probably the BB report, but maybe not, of somebody cosplaying as Wilson Fisk and airing out the dirty laundry and everything like that. And was that aired to like everybody, or is that just something they cut to in between? I wasn't totally sure.
I took it more as it was a rival going against the BB report, because if you'll realize the BB report was ridiculously positive, which I think she's doing to get in with Fisk, of
Well,
course.
she is. I mean, we saw that
Yeah,
last season, right? She's not everything's under her name. And so I'm
yeah,
curious what that
that's
aspect adds in then, remember? Because she's
mm.
clearly doing things that aren't under her actual name because she's basically using Daniel as an informant. She said he just doesn't know it. But then that's when, hey, the people like her uncle said that the most easily manipulated people are manipulators. And so basically she was warning her, hey, you might be using him, but be very careful here because you never actually know with these kinds of people, which is very interesting. But yeah, she said that not everything's under her name. So I took that as her airing something out there against her own report. But I mean, who knows?
I was curious why she said that at the beginning, but now that makes total sense. I was thinking, is Mr. Charles involved with this?
Yeah, I know there's a lot of mystery. Like I said, these characters are also introduced. Mr. Charles might be the most captivating one to me right now because Matthew Lillard just eats on screen. And when he showed up, I'm just eating out of the palm of this man's hand. You want me to go scuba dive, even though I'm not certified, and go find a bunch of explosives and stuff for you? Say less. I got you.
Somehow I'm rooting for him.
I am too, weirdly enough. So I'm like, back of my head is, hey, please don't be like a bad guy, hopefully. But
But if you're
I
like
don't
a
think,
really bad guy, I'll support you.
like, yeah, everybody has their faults, and I think this might be one of those for me because he was awesome, and
Yeah.
just hearing that theme again. We're back next week. We do have 2 episodes. We do get back to back episodes, which I know people are complaining. Why didn't they do that tonight? And I'm okay with that
I am too,
because
because I'm tired, dog.
I am tired. I just got back from MegaCon. We did Disney, and then also like all the comic book reviews and like catching up on the website. And so I am too. So I'm a little bit like, I would love more, but also, hey, I'm sleepy. I'm old. And then they're giving us two on the eve of the Daredevil comic book release by Lee Garbett and Stephanie
Yes,
Phillips.
yes,
And then so if people want, they can come and meet us in Annapolis at Third Eye Comics next Saturday, April 4th, because Stephanie Phillips is going to be there doing a signing. So we will be there as well at that event. The Enemy of My Enemy has just came out. That is a book by Alex Segura, which is all focused on Daredevil. Cannot recommend that enough. We are going to be
yeah,
doing a live book club on that. And then guess what we're doing Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern? We're going to do a watch party with you guys. We are
yeah.
going to be here watching the episode and commentating on it and stuff. So come, follow along on YouTube in the comments, watch with us. So that's why you got to make sure you turn the notifications on. And Megan, any final thoughts as we wrap up first post show of the season?
I think we covered it all. This was an amazing episode, and it was well worth the wait.
It was 1,000%. I have not been this excited for an MCU project, and who knows, like in Endgame,
Since
just about
Daredevil.
like, and really, yeah, since Daredevil Born Again season one, and
Yeah.
this took what I expected and has so far exceeded it. Cannot wait. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Hit us up on social media and make sure you guys again follow for long for more. And then tomorrow, hit up the website www.nerdinitiative.com because we do have new comic book days starting at 9 a.m. Eastern, or EDT. Lauren, thank you for that, throwing that wrench in my whole life. But either way, we got your comic book reviews. Hit up your LCS, go read some Daredevil, go find your new favorite comic book, and we'll see you guys next week.